everyone. Hello. Hopefully the glare is not too bad. I just got done teaching my Wednesday night yoga class, so I'm nice and happy, good energy. I love getting to do that. It's Wednesday evening and I love being able to teach that class. Woo! Hopefully the glare, like I said, is not bad. So I wanted to pop on and do a little video talking about my experience with the different types of plant-based or vegan diets. So those of you who have been watching me for a while know that I am a whole food plant-based mom, that I follow the Starch Solution. The Starch Solution is a diet that focuses on high carbs, lots of veggies, lots of starches, no oils, low fat, no animal products whatsoever. And so I wanted to just take my time, or take the time, and to tell you about the different styles of vegan diets that there are and whole food plant-based diets. So, I mean, because there's so many different, it's interesting because each of them, the main ones are kind of the creation or idea from one of the famous plant-based doctors. And so I thought I would share my experience kind of with all of them, because I've done all and I like to incorporate some from all. So first and foremost, we have just the vegan diet all together. This is what I did when I first got interested in the lifestyle. I started seeing stuff on my YouTube like 5 years ago about plant-based diet. I was like, what the heck is plant-based diet? I had no idea what that even meant. Like, what's plant-based? Like, I didn't know. And so I got really curious, I got really interested, and I looked more into it, and the information just kind of found me, and I loved the way that it made me feel. It made me excited. I just was like, oh, I want to go for this, because I heard that it helped you to feel better. It helped spiritual benefits, mental benefits, physical, all this. And so, like I said, I wanted to try it out. So I did literally cold turkey vegan overnight. And so that brings me to my first type of vegan diet. So this isn't whole food plant-based at all. This is just a vegan diet in general. So a vegan diet is no animal products at all. And that's it. No animal products, right? And so that's what I first started doing. And so I just did it overnight. Like, I learned what places, like what fast food places, what restaurants, like what could I eat? Where could I go to get food? I wanted fast food. And so I think one of the first vegan Chipotle meals I had was a smoothie from Smoothie King. And then the next one was like Chipotle. Was it Chipotle or was it the other one? It was Freebirds. And so, because they have vegan options. And so, in the beginning, as a lot of other people probably have experience with, what I did was I was just replacing meat, which I wasn't too big of a meat eater anyways, but replacing meat with the vegan meat, right? Because I'm like, oh, it says vegan, like that's what we're supposed to do. Like, I have these tofu options and these soy options and vegan meat. And so that's what I did in the beginning. I went vegan. I never looked back, but I was adding so much soy and processed food into my life, still eating healthier than I was for the most part, but I was eating lots of vegan ice creams, getting the stuff from the frozen section that said vegan, basically anything that said vegan, the vegan cheeses. Yes, I was eating more fruits and vegetables, in different forms, but I was eating more processed. And so what ended up happening for me, not long after that switch, was I started I had, as a child, I'd had like skin conditions, like not to where you would see like anything on my skin, but like I would get itchy skin, like eczema related, but I don't think it ever really got called eczema, because I don't know, it looks different, but like my skin used to itch really bad. And so over time I learned that our skin's our largest organ, and what we eat, it has to do with our skin, right? Like, so if we have breakouts, a lot of people know that eating dairy is associated with breakouts. And so like for me, I was eating so much soy, so much processed food, and it was like not organic soy, and a lot of oils, tons of oils. And this was not, my skin wasn't reacting well to this. So like my legs would itch. It always kind of happens real bad in my legs. And I would have to like borrow steroid cream from my friend, because like my legs and my skin was itching so bad. So I found out that soy could have been doing that. Now, that's not meaning soy is bad. I love soy. Soy milk is become now actually my favorite of the plant milks. It was oat, but it's starting to be soy. So I'm telling you all that to tell you that just because it's vegan doesn't necessarily mean it's healthy. Vegan is anything that's not animal products. You could literally eat the purple bag of Doritos, a box of Oreos, some peanut butter with some white bread, and drink a soda, and that's vegan, but that's not healthy in any way, shape, or form. And so that's what the first type of vegan diet is. one that's just no animal products. So then slowly I started getting really interested in a raw diet. And what a raw diet, vegan diet is means no cooked foods, no, just basically fruits and vegetables, nuts. And so I got really intrigued by that. And so I started to I would eat half that. I experimented with intermittent fasting. I was getting ready to get married at that time. So I was looking to drop some more weight for my wedding dress or just to thin up a little bit. And so I would intermittent fast for the first half of the day. And then second half of the day, I would eat fruit for my first meal, like a huge papaya, melons. I would eat that. And then I would be starving by the time dinner would come around, and I would normally eat some sort of pasta, something with hummus, some veggies, and I would just gorge myself because I would be so hungry by then. So that's what I was doing for a good amount of time. And so, yeah, it was never fully raw, but I would eat half the day raw. So I guess if you look at that now, that's kind of like a raw till 4 type deal that I didn't know I was doing back then, but I was. So there's raw vegan diet, which is no cooked foods, still no animal products. And then I got interested in the Dr. Joel Fuhrman's Nutritarian diet, and I got interested in this about the time I got pregnant with my youngest daughter. And what that Nutritarian plant-based is whole food plant-based. There's still no oils, and they don't put like salt or sugar on food, right? So there's no like processed sugar, no added salt. It's called SOS free, meaning salt, oil, sugar. I think that's what that stands for. So you're focusing on foods that are high in nutrients, like their motto. Dr. Joel Fuhrman's thing is the biggest meal of the day should be a salad. So I would make these big salads, which would take a lot of time and effort, but it was actually a very healthy way to eat. And he would recommend having a nut-based or some sort of nut-based dressing, oil-free dressing, but like mixed with, some sorts of, so it was always hard to find a dressing that would fall in that line. And I didn't want to take the time to make one for myself. And so like I would fail when it came to the dressing a lot of the times. I did find a sauce that I could use, but it was like expensive and I had to go to a special store to get it. And so I also then found there's Dr. Michael Greger, who has the Daily Dozen. And so this is very similar to Dr. Joel Fuhrman's Nutritarian diet, but there's a daily dozen that he says you should eat. Like he wants you to eat berries. Oh, I forgot to tell you, in the Nutritarian diet, you focus on something called G-bombs, which is your greens, your beans, your onions, your mushrooms, berries, and seeds and nuts. And so he wants you to eat those every day, because they're like the most nutrient-dense foods. But anyways, back to Michael Greger. So for his diet, which is the Daily Dozen, it's very similar to Dr. Joel Fuhrman's. He's just saying your Daily Dozen, there are certain things that he says you should eat every day. Similar, he adds in like spices, and he says you should move the body, like walk for 40 minutes a day. So it's basically just all these things that set you up for success, health-wise, nutrient-wise. And then there's the Starch Solution, which is what I follow now, and what I have found to be the most easiest. I still like, and like I said, I incorporate things from all these types of plant-based doctors. I've kind of strayed away completely from the vegan diet. The times that I'll still have, like when I say just vegan, like I'll have on occasion, there'll be like a cupcake or a birthday cake, like if a celebration, or something that's vegan, but not healthy. And so that's really it. But for the Starch Solution, I found it most easy to follow. I still am fully believe in getting in all those nutrients from those other styles of diets, plant-based diets, and I love eating nutrient-dense foods. But since my goal is still trimming up and still like weight loss after breastfeeding, weight loss after having my youngest child, in a slow, sustainable way, I have found I really love the Starch Solution, because that's my goal. Like, and if the goal is just health and the goal is just nutrients, then you can do any of those styles. And so I today follow the Starch Solution, which is a starch-based diet, focusing on healthy starches like potatoes, rice, healthy grains, no oil. I don't eat oil, and then of course no animal products. And occasionally, like the only time I ever run into issues is like if I'm doing something with family and we go to eat. Sometimes I can get a salad and do fine at a restaurant, but other times at a restaurant it is really hard. If like say we go to a certain style and we're getting a certain cuisine of food, it's hard to not want to partake and do what everybody else is doing. And then like, or if there's a family event, this is what always gets me. And then like, to me, it's like my family goes out of the way to like, get me vegan pizza or whatever. And then for me to be like, oh, I don't eat oil. I feel like I'm like, I'm not strong enough to say, no, I don't want to eat that. Like, it's hard. It's really hard. I'm just grateful to be included, like for people to think of me. And so I'm getting better at that and getting stronger at that. And so that feels good. But that's my only downfall when it comes to this way of eating. So it's a low carb diet, high carb diet, high carb, low fat, and focus, fruits, veggies, non-starchy veggies. And I love this way of eating. So I just thought I just wanted to share all the different types of plant-based diets that there are. I mean, I know there can be some confusion, but I wanted to tell you my experience with all of them. I think they are all great. It just depends on what your goals are and what you're looking to achieve in your life, that will help determine which style is best for you. Like I said, I like to pull from all of them. But I wouldn't have got to any of those without the start of just a vegan diet in general. So I'm not condemning the vegan diet. I love anybody who eats vegan. That's great. I love the cause. I love that it's for the animals. But if your goal is health, then it's like over time, I find a lot of us will start to transition to more healthier options. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that was a clear a representation of all of the different types of plant-based diets, and drop a comment below which ones you've tried. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me on my car ride today, and I appreciate you being here. Make sure you hit the like button if you have not yet, and hit subscribe if you are not a subscriber. I'm always uploading plant-based inspiration about weight loss, healing with plants, and vegan plant-based kids meals. See you guys next time.